For years, Europeans told the same story about America, almost word for word: closed off, unsafe, a country you survive for 3 weeks, not one you fall for. Then came their final night on American soil, and in city after city, that story stopped making sense. Men who never cry on camera couldn't hold it together. Locals and strangers said goodbye like they'd known each other for years, and over, travellers looked straight into the lens and said the exact same thing: I wish I was born here.
Well, the time has come. It's time to leave the United States once again and go back to Scotland. I'm not going to lie. As much as I'm going to miss being back here in the US and how much I've loved being here, I cannot wait to get home, to see the kiddos, and to eat some Scottish food. Again, I missed my Scottish foods. So yeah, we're about to leave for the airport, and before you know it, 24 hours later, I'll be over in a jiffy, and I'll be home back in Scotland. America, I love you. God bless.
I just found out that the Japanese have been cleaning up the stadiums after the games.
It's great to honor and just clean up all the stadium.
Japanese people are so nice.
So what actually changed their minds in 3 weeks? Let's get into it. Watch till the end. This one gets heavier than you'd expect. On his last night in the US, a British man could barely finish a sentence. 3 weeks across Texas, Boston and New York were over, and he was not ready for it to end. Before he landed, he had been warned about high prices and a tense political climate. Instead, he found packed pubs cheering with strangers, 500 Brazilian fans crammed into one NYC restaurant, and a version of safety he never expected. He was not just sad to leave a country, he was sad to leave a feeling.
Unfortunately, my 3-week stint in the USA is coming to a close. I head home tomorrow, and I'm very, very upset about it. I think a lot of the conversations I was having before the World Cup were talking about America, and I know there are huge issues here. There are huge political issues, and I understand those. I also appreciate that this World Cup has been more expensive than any other, and that is a big, big, big issue, which I've spoken about a lot. But I think the way that the Americans have embraced the different cultures and the different countries of people who've come here has been way better than I expected it to be. It's been a lot safer. The vibe has been a lot better. I think Americans are getting really, really into the sport as well. We were at a packed pub to watch them against Turkey the other day. And here in New York, for example, today we watched a Brazil game, 500 Brazilians in a Brazilian neighborhood at a Brazilian restaurant. It was absolutely perfect. And I think one thing that we could learn in Britain from the Americans is just being a little bit more open, being a bit more exuberant. I think the British nature is to be a bit reserved, be a bit quiet. We don't really celebrate our wins in the same way. And I think I always grew up thinking it was quite cringe to do that. But being here over the last month, I've realised that they're really proud of where they come from. They're really proud people, and they really celebrate everything that makes them unique. And I think that we should do that more. And I'm very, very grateful that I've been able to have 3 weeks in Texas, in Boston, and now in New York. It's been such an amazing time.
Another woman, filming from inside her parked car, put it more bluntly. The news doesn't build bridges, she said. It builds sides. So when European visitors kept posting videos admitting they'd been lied to about America, it did something to her she wasn't expecting. It felt, in her words, like healing.
I've always felt reassured that the news was totally just pitting all the countries against each other, but especially within the US, pitting each other against each other. But seeing all the content from Europeans coming here and other people coming here from the World Cup has actually healed me, because they feel like they've been lied to about what America has to offer. We're so unwelcoming, we're so mean, you're gonna get shot, it's terrible here, we have no culture, and they are showing us that that is in fact not true. They are showing us that there is so many warm and welcoming people here. We do have so much culture and so much amazing stuff here, and Americans don't always appreciate that, right? I've just been so happy, and it's just made me feel so good to see people come here and really enjoy it. And when you see like the Algerian national team and like Kansas and how excited and warm and welcoming these people are, it's just been the best thing, and I feel healed, I think, in this World Cup.
Food fears weren't far behind. One traveller who had already lived in 9 different countries admitted he'd believed the rumours too. American fruit and vegetables he'd heard taste artificial, almost plastic. That was the story in his head before he ever bit into a Georgia peach.
I lived in 9 different countries. Here are 3 things that surprised me about the US. Number 1, customization is everywhere. You can customize any order you're getting your hands on. You want your bagel extra toasted, Caesar salad with no Caesar sauce. There are no limits or boundaries on what you can do with your order. Number 2, pockets of authentic international food. You know when you're getting an international cuisine here in the States that you're getting what people are eating in that country. You're craving Vietnamese food, you're gonna go and find the best Vietnamese place of your life and everyone there will be Vietnamese. Experiencing culture firsthand is just phenomenal. Number 3, I was a victim of before moving to the States, that fruit and veggies taste artificial and plastic-like. That narrative is completely false. Whether it's peaches from Georgia, oranges from Florida, the fruit and veggie selection is really good.
Underneath all of it sat something bigger than food or safety. One commentator laid it out sharply. Fear-based politics needs people to stay afraid of each other, she said. Foreigners are dangerous, cities are dangerous, crowds are dangerous. That was the script millions of people were handed before the tournament even started.
You know why I love the World Cup so much? Is because of all of the videos that have been coming up on my For You page of of people across cultures sharing with each other, like all of the Koreans in Mexico that have been having so much fun, and all of the videos. All of the videos of the Japanese people trying In-N-Out for the first time, or European tourists going to a Trader Joe's. Like, the World Cup is so special for that reason, because with all that we hate on each other nowadays and all of like the terrible things going on in the world, the World Cup brings people together in a way that not many things do. Can we have the World Cup every year, please?
Every one of these travellers arrived carrying some version of that script. Then the World Cup began and the script started falling apart. It started small with a British couple who couldn't stop talking about one moment. On the 4th of July, a man they'd just met on a boat introduced them to his wife, who hugged them and handed over an open invitation to her home, key included. In Britain, that kind of trust between strangers barely exists.
This is one of the main reasons that we truly love America. It's the people.
Yeah.
Like, the people make America great. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Like, I've traveled to a lot of different countries, and just the givingness, the friendliness, like, it's
Do you
just
remember,
giving me goosebumps.
So someone took us out on his boat to take us fishing, and then we spent the 4th of July, not with him, but we bumped into him and his wife.
Yeah.
And bear in mind, I'd never met his wife before. The guy that took us out on the boat obviously told her about us, and she came over to us, she gave me a hug, she's like, oh, you've always got a key to my house, you can come in whenever you want. Like, I've never been told that in my life.
Is that normal, Americans? Is this how Americans move? Be honest with us. Get in the comments, let us know. Are Americans genuinely that friendly with everybody, or is it just like was it potluck? Like, did we get lucky? Like, did we just meet the right ones, or are most of you very welcoming and very open to letting people into your house and cooking for them and being just so genuinely supportive and nice?
An Australian creator had a similar shock, just louder. After he started posting travel videos, people across the entire country began messaging him, offering up spare rooms and couches to a total stranger.
You Americans are too nice. Ever since I started posting videos, I got people all over the country messaging me, offering up their houses for me to stay at. And I've even got guys messaging me to hang out so we can use my accent to pick up hella bitches, as they say.
For an Australian man walking Nashville's Broadway Strip with his American wife, the difference went deeper than hospitality. He already held a green card. Australia, he said, is a free country, but America felt like the next level of that freedom. Wider, louder, open to anyone willing to reach for it.
So I'm asking people if they're proud to be an American.
Well, I'm actually an Australian who's married to an American.
Oh, yes, okay. Well,
and I've got a green card, and I'm really, really happy to be an American.
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. I love that so much.
Yeah.
So what makes you proud to be an American?
The freedom.
The freedom, yeah. And that's why you wanted to be a part of it, right?
Look, Australia's a free country, but America is just that next level of freedom.
Yeah.
You know, we're really appreciative of what America offers to people from all over the world, and it's a great country with great people.
I love that. I love that so much. Thank you guys so much. Have a great 250.
A British woman who'd lived in the US for almost 3 years noticed it in the quiet moments too. Neighbours on morning walks waving and asking how she was doing. Friends telling each other, "I'm proud of you," out loud, without irony. People openly discussing therapy, salaries, side hustles, things she was raised never to say out loud. None of it was dramatic. All of it added up.
I've lived in America for almost 3 years now, and there are things that Americans do every single day that feel totally normal, but wouldn't feel normal to a British person. The first thing I noticed when I moved to America was just how positive Americans are. I don't know if it's alien to us Brits, but just the way that they speak to people that they don't even know. I also noticed that their vocabulary is very emotional compared to us. You know, my friends will say things to me like, "I love you, I'm so proud of you, I'm here for you, that means a lot." I feel like in the UK that level of emotional expression is so rare, like it just never happens. Tied in with emotions, something that is so normalized here in America that is not in the UK is therapy. Everyone seems to have a therapist here or talk about therapy really openly, well, at least where I live. And I feel like in the UK, if you were going to therapy or counselling, that is just not something you would say openly to anybody. I personally love how open Americans are about their feelings and going to therapy. I just feel like us Brits, we kind of sweep it under the rug and we would just never say to anybody. I find it so interesting how open Americans are about money and finance and where they are in their life. Where in the UK, there's so many things you don't talk about, but money is one of those things. You never ask anybody how much money they're on or their financial situation. Americans are so transparent about their finances, and it is just something that we are not transparent about in the UK. I was always brought up to never talk about money. And here it's just like so normal. Everybody talks about investments, what they earn, side hustles, ways to make more money. It's just so normal. Going back to my point of how kind Americans are, I'm on my morning walk and people are sat outside eating their breakfast and they're like, "Hi, how are you? What are you up to today?" I just feel like we don't do that as Brits. Like we walk and we put our head down, and that's just not our nature. Those are some of the things that I find so different here in America.
Then came the crowds. A group of Norwegian fans stood on a New York city street still processing what they were looking at. One of them came from a village of 2,000 people. Now he stood surrounded by countrymen he'd never met, in a city that never seemed to end. Norway hadn't qualified for a major tournament in decades. For the fathers in that group, watching their kids witness this felt like closing a gap 30 years in the making.
Okay, boys, we are here in New York. How does it feel to be here for you guys?
It's amazing.
Yeah?
It's not comparable to what we're used to. I'm from the countryside in Norway, so where I live, it's 2,000 people.
Yeah.
And this is,
World Cup time? Yeah. Like, how does it feel to be in New York?
Oh, it feels amazing. Yeah. Ready to beat Senegal tonight.
Fantastic. We're very excited.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I see like all the Norwegians are here. What is the feeling that all you guys are together?
It's just unbelievable, actually. It doesn't feel real.
It's amazing, once in a lifetime experience, and for the kids, it's just a dream coming true. Yeah.
So, like, all the Norwegians, they are here, and everyone together as a group. How does it feel to be here with all the guys, the Gutta?
All the Gutta, it's great. It's been so long. I remember 94 and 98, and we haven't been to a big tournament since then, you know. So this is amazing for Norwegians. Yeah. Energy and just being here, so many Norwegians. I didn't expect it to be that many, but it's amazing. Yeah.
Are you enjoying the World Cup?
Yeah.
Who you rooting for?
Argentina.
Who you rooting for?
France.
France. Do you think England are going to get to the final?
No.
Why?
I don't like them.
Why don't you like England?
I don't like Harry Kane.
You don't like Harry Kane?
No.
If you had to pick one player from the England team to be in the Scotland team, who would it be?
Jude Bellingham.
Who would you choose?
Jude Bellingham.
Jude Bellingham.
For a European exchange student, the surprise was quieter but just as real. Walking onto an ordinary American college campus for the first time, he stood there with his mouth open while local students walked past without a second glance. It wasn't even a famous school. It didn't need to be. He'd spent years watching campuses like it in movies. Now he was standing inside one.
Guys, you know, sometimes I wish Americans could experience their own country for the first time through the eye of an international student. Because, you know, for you, yellow school buses, big college campuses, big American football stadiums, spring break. the spring break, oh my god, and so many other things. For you it's normal, right? It's like the basics. But for so many international students like me, it's the things that we saw in the movies. And we've been dreaming about it for years. I will remember forever the first time I visited an American college campus. I was like this. Oh my god, you see that? You see that? People were like, bro, like, relax, it's normal, it's just a college campus. It was nothing big. It was not Harvard, it was not UCLA, nothing like that. But I was so impressed. And that's for me the beauty of studying abroad, because you just like discover so many things, like things that you've been dreaming about your entire life. And that's why I really wish Americans could experience their country for the first time. Just like going on a college campus was like so unreal to me. And
some of what travellers took home wasn't a feeling, it was contraband. One comedy sketch imagined a European customs officer stopping a returning tourist over bottles of American ranch dressing hidden in her bag, the traveller pleading to keep it, swearing her family back home would fall in love with it too. It was a joke. It also wasn't entirely one. Visitors really do come home missing things they never expected to.
Next! Hello. Hello. Welcome home.
Thank you.
This is you?
Yes, that's me. I was in America for 6 weeks.
You certainly embraced the culture. What were you doing there?
The World Cup. I didn't realize soccer in the US would be so much fun. They really know how to do it.
What did you say?
That I didn't realize how much fun soccer in the US would be.
Soccer?
Yes, soccer.
This is worse than I thought. Miss, I'm going to have to look inside your bag.
My bag? Why?
Show me.
Do I really have to?
Fräulein, show me your bag.
I packed it completely full. It's a lot of work to like open it.
Miss, I'm going to have to look inside your bag. Did you bring something with you?
Not the ranch sauce, please. We don't have this sauce at home and it's really good and I don't please just...
Rehab now! We've got another one. She's got the ranch.
Please, my mother would love this sauce. It's much better than sour cream, bitte.
Miss, I'm going to have to send you to Rehabilitation Center, European Rehabilitation Center now. Jetzt sofort!
No.
Please watch your luggages. Hold the handrails. Mind your steps.
Preview.
On live television, a Scottish traveller named Sean Alexander tried to explain the same pull to Fox News host Will Kane. He'd visited America several times, and every time across different states and different politics, the people stayed consistently kind.
What's your favorite thing about America?
Absolutely the people. I have come here, a couple of times now, and whenever I'm here, the people are so warm and generous. I have a great time. The people here, across different states, living in different parts of America, different beliefs, different politics. I've always met really kind and generous people here. That's the one thing I always take away with me.
Small comforts, big feelings, and it was about to get a lot more personal. One American fan's first live international match did something he couldn't shake. He was used to stadium speakers prompting basic chants. What he witnessed instead was thousands of fans singing songs they'd written themselves, including 4 separate chants written for one Scottish midfielder, Scott McTominay.
That World Cup game changed my life. I mean, I've never experienced international soccer, European soccer, like professional soccer on any level. Did you guys know they make songs for these tournaments? Like, make them specifically for this World Cup, for this current tournament. And of course, I'm sure there are some that are like passed down, but I'm talking some bangers that I just can't stop singing. And the chants and just everything about my first international soccer experience, my new Roman Empire. It truly is. I'm hooked, fully captivated. I can't stop thinking about it. I mean, Scott McTominay has like 4 different songs where he's the main character. It was unbelievable. If you're lucky enough to have an opportunity to go to a game, maybe are lucky enough to have the funds to maybe pull the trigger, please do. That experience changed my life. It was my favorite sporting event that I've ever been to. Maybe probably favorite event of anything I've ever been to in my life. It was beautiful.
Inside a packed stadium, an American fan in full face paint sang "Take Me Home, Country Roads" alongside thousands of strangers. Somewhere in the middle of the song, he stopped being able to hold it together. He grabbed his jersey crest, shouted for his team, and let the tears come anyway.
Country road, take me home to the place I belong. Country road. Let's go! New era, baby! Holy shit!
Somewhere else entirely, an American woman filmed herself crying in her bathroom over something much smaller. She'd only just started watching soccer and had learned that Japanese fans stay behind after matches to clean up the stadium themselves. Nothing more happened than that, but it broke her a little, in the best way.
I just found out that the Japanese have been cleaning up the stadiums after the games.
They stay to honor and just clean up all the stadium.
Japanese people are so nice. I think I have to go to bed.
This is the point where watching turned into feeling. What came next is where feeling turned into something closer to belief. Driving down a tree-lined road, an American man admitted the tournament had changed how he saw his own country. He'd watched foreign visitors treat Waffle House like a national treasure, and it made him realize how easily locals take their own lives for granted.
I don't know about you guys, but this World Cup has really made me love our country so much more. Just watching the millions of people that are just coming into the country to watch this World Cup, and they are just documenting how incredible they think our country is. The fact that they are just gassing up Waffle House like it is the best chain food restaurant that has ever been created. Low-key kind of is, but like they think it's just incredible. They go to IHOP and their minds are blown. They are just going to all of our cities. Each and every game is as if like a Super Bowl just came into town. Like they are dancing in the streets. They are just intermingling with each other, like Americans, Asians, South Americans, Europeans, all coming together, just loving the country, loving the sport, loving the World Cup, supporting each other's countries. They're even coming to support America just because of how much fun they're having. Like, it's awesome. It's awesome.
And the British man from the very beginning, the one who couldn't finish his sentence about leaving. By the end of his trip, he wasn't just grateful. He was making a case to his own country. Brits hold back, he said. Americans don't. Maybe it was time Britain learned something from that.
Right, it's been 1 week since I've got back from the USA. I'm missing it a lot. So here are my 5 favourite and most surprising things about my time there. Number 5, the stadiums were way better than I thought they'd be. They obviously don't have the tradition and the history that British stadiums have, but they're all really close to the pitch. They're all absolutely massive. The concourse is amazing, and it creates for a really, really good atmosphere. Number 4, I always knew but was surprised about again, that everything in the States is 1,000 times bigger than it needs to be. The buildings are massive, the roads are massive, everything is massive, especially in Texas. Unnecessarily big, but absolutely love it. Number 3, it's perfect for a World Cup, and that's because you have every type of person there. So many people live there from so many different countries that it makes for an incredible atmosphere on any given match day. Number 2, obviously the food. It's quite hard not to just say it's the best I've ever had, but the pizza in New York was the best I've ever had. The barbecue in Texas was the best I've ever had. The lobster roll in Boston, by far the best I've ever had. Everything I ate was unbelievable, so much so that I put on 10 kilograms. And finally, number 1, the people, particularly in the South. The Southern hospitality is a real thing. I was on my own for a lot of that time, and I was made to feel so incredibly welcome by everyone. I miss it so, so much, and I wish I'd stayed out for the whole thing.
In a softly lit room, a young woman scrolled through clip after clip of the same thing. South Koreans dancing with locals in Mexico, Japanese tourists trying in and out for the first time, Europeans wandering through Trader Joe's like it was a museum. By the end, she was crying too. asking out loud if the world could just keep this feeling every year instead of once every 4.
One of the funniest parts of the World Cup is watching Americans and non-American fans meet each other and immediately be like, "You're pretty awesome." And somewhere in the US federal government, I just know there's a guy in a dark room with a cigar or something going, shit. They're not supposed to like each other. They're not supposed to realize that they're humans, because their whole system, their whole ideology relies on Americans being afraid of the rest of the world. Just afraid in general, really. Foreigners are dangerous, cities are dangerous, crowds are dangerous, joy is suspicious, strangers are threats. And then 4,000 Scottish people show up, befriend half of Boston, and do more for international relations than the State Department has managed in years. Deeply inconvenient for the authoritarian movement. Highly convenient for the rest of us.
And the woman from Florida, the one who'd moved to America 3 years earlier with nothing, put words to what all of it actually meant. Sports don't check where anyone is from, she said. In 90 minutes, they can turn strangers into family. She'd lived that slowly over years.
Nobody warned us that a sport can completely destroy everything the media told us about a country, and the World Cup just did exactly that. There's just something about a sport that strips everything away. So no politics, no language barriers, no cultural walls, just people, strangers from completely different worlds sharing the same moment together, and that's exactly what happened at the World Cup. Millions of people who had never stepped foot in America showed up. Europeans, Canadians, people who had spent their entire lives being told America was dangerous, divided, unwelcoming. They came for football and they found something completely different. The hospitality alone caught people completely off guard. Strangers helping finding each other's seats, fans from opposing teams sharing meals together, Americans going out of their way to make people feel welcome, not because they had to, but because that's just the way they are. Video after video of Europeans and Canadians saying, "I had no idea. Everything I thought I knew was wrong." The media painted one picture. The reality was completely different entirely. And here's the thing. This wasn't a special occasion. This wasn't America putting on a show for the world. This was just a regular Tuesday here. And I know this because I live it every single day. When my family moved to Florida 3 years ago, we experienced the exact same thing. We showed up as strangers. We didn't know a single person, and within weeks, the community had already opened their arms to us completely. That warmth that millions of World Cup visitors just discovered for the first time, that's our everyday life now. That's what made us build our business here. That's what made Florida home. And sports has always been the great equalizer. It doesn't care where you're from. It doesn't care what language you speak. It puts you in a room with strangers and turns them into family in 90 minutes. The World Cup didn't just bring football to America, it accidentally gave millions of people permission to see this country for what it actually is, without the filter of a news channel or telling them what to think. Now tell me in the comments, did the World Cup change your perspective on America?
One final voice said it best, sitting in her car, done arguing with anyone who wanted to make the tournament political. "This is what humanity actually looks like," she said, "when the news and the politicians stop getting in the way. Jerseys get swapped, national anthems get learned for fun, strangers become friends by accident, not by effort."
I've said it before, I'll say it again, the World Cup is designed to unite people, right? So if you or somebody trying to find something negative about it, make it political, agitate people because you don't like America or you don't like another country or you don't even like the sport, don't watch it. There's a reason why so many people have been loving the videos of individuals coming from other countries and getting together, celebrating with each other, comforting each other, learning each other's anthems, swapping jerseys, dancing, drinking, because it is a glimpse of what humanity is like when politicians and the media are not involved, constantly trying to divide us. We are seeing each other through our own eyes instead of through somebody else's narrative. And when we start to do that, we realize that a lot of these countries and its people are not as bad as we've been told that they are, America included. We're all living for the first time. Most of us just want connection. And if you're trying to bring negativity to that, bye. Just enjoy the sport, because these moments don't happen nearly enough.
That's why a British man could barely speak on his last night in America. That's why an American cried over a stranger's kindness on the other side of the world. That's why over and over visitors who came for a football tournament left saying 4 words they never expected to mean. I wish I was born here. Maybe it was never really about the football. If this one got you, hit subscribe. This isn't the last story like it.